What was I streaming about? Oh yeah, I was demonstrating this tempo pad from Sonido, which I think is the very best of pads of that description. You know, your drum pad type things for iOS. I'm not saying it's the best one overall, but for iOS users, it's most definitely the best one. If you didn't see that stream and you're interested in these kind of pads, go check that out and check out my explanation as to why I think this is the best one available to iOS people. Now, my chat is disconnected at the moment, so I can't see who's here. I can see from my streaming software that people are watching, but nothing is coming up in the chat. You probably know that YouTube chats are a bit of a mess at the moment. So if you're watching, hello, thanks for joining me. If you're watching this from the future, then welcome to Jamie TV from the past. Thanks for being here. It's a little bit disconcerting because it's nice to be able to say hello to people and just see some faces and talk to people. So I shall attempt to continue as though there were lots of people here and and as though I was doing great, right? Okay, so today we are going to talk about the Moogerfoogers apps. Now, I believe I'm pronouncing it right because it's not Moog, it's Moog. So then logically it should be Moogerfoogers. If there is anyone in the chat, when it starts working, just let me know whether I'm saying it right in your opinion. But I've had a bit of a morning, so before I get on to talking about these apps, I'm going to just have a little rant. I'm just going to tell you what's happened. So today, my missus is working from home, and I got this stream scheduled for 12 o'clock UK time. So about 9:45 this morning, my missus is working away on a computer, and suddenly the internet stops working. So I'm like, well, can't have this. So I go and I check the router and I restart it, and for all intents and purposes, it appears that there's no internet coming into the property. So I check online to see if there's any outages being reported. Nothing's been reported locally, so I ring up the provider. So I'm talking to this guy eventually after 80 years on hold, and so he's looking at he's looking at my account at his end, and he's saying, I'm going to run a test at this end, see if it works, but first just tell me about the router and the lights and all that. So I'm telling him about that, and then he tells me that a bar has been put on our account. So essentially they've stopped the service, and he says that it's because of non-payment. Right? Well, it turned out, to cut a long story short, that the reason my internet had been cut off due to non-payment was because my gas meter doesn't work. And if that sounds like a stupid explanation, the reason is I pay the same company for gas, electric, and internet. So, and it's one lump sum payment that I pay every month. Now, my gas meter has been playing up, and therefore I've been overpaying. And I'm waiting for a new gas meter to be fitted, but the engineers have a huge backlog of work. So we're waiting for that. And because I've been overpaying, I don't need to pay for a little while. But the internet department is a different department than the energy provider, right? So what's happened is that it looks to the internet department, it looks like I just haven't been paying. And so they've stopped the service. And that was without any kind of email or text message or any kind of warning. It just was stopped. So obviously I've lost my temper a little bit this morning and gone a bit mad. They said they would, once they figured it all out, they said, okay, well, we'll unblock it and your service will be restored within 4 hours. I'm like, no. I need it restored immediately. The missus is working from home, and that's not, it's not something that she could, she's not got other work. She needs the internet all the time to do her work. And I got this live stream that I want to do, and so here's where I am. I've had the Moogerfoogers apps for a little while. I've been incredibly busy, but I've been having a bit of a pissy pants around with them when I've had chance, and not kind of gone like into great depth with anyone, not read the manuals or anything, just been kind of having a play around with them to get used to them. Some of them much more than others, actually. But I had a free morning this morning. So this morning, I was going to pick a few of them out, study them, look at the manuals, and then have lots of great information to share with you for this stream. So, of course, I've been on the telephone all morning, and the internet it was just restored just in time for me to start this stream. So I've not done that, right? So I thought, well, you know what? I'm still going to do the stream. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a pissy pants around with the apps. I'm going to use them, learn them, see what sounds I can make with them. And so you will learn along with me as I learn. And that's the best thing I can offer under the circumstances. So I hope that's going to be at least a little bit interesting to one or two people out there. If there is anyone out there, because my chat's still knackered. I can't see anyone is talking to me. So sounds we can make. So let's go to this view over here where we can see there's LK on my iPad. And so if you're not familiar with LK, don't worry about that. That doesn't matter. Wrong mouse. Oh, this mouse is not switched on. Let's just put that on. Connect it to my iPad so you can see what I'm doing. Come on, mouse. Oh, there we are. It's woken up. Right. So these blocks here in LK, these are like, well, I'll show you. They're like, each one is a little MIDI sequence of music, right? So we've got a kick there, kick and hat here, a bass part that progresses through some chords to go along with that here. A nice little melody part here. We've got a snare on this drum part here. Now, let me go to my overhead view. This block here, these yellow blocks here are my Donna B1. And these blocks here are the Uno synth. Okay, and I'm using the tempo pad to launch these clips and to start and stop them. Like this. Okay, right, so that's... Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Apologies. Okay, so that's the project that I'm going to be using to demonstrate these apps. Right, okay, now my chat's it's kicking in and out. I see greetings from Dusseldorf, from Heinz. Hi, Heinz. Matthias is here. Matthias, welcome. I've had a bit of a drama this morning, which it looks like you've just arrived, so you've probably missed my explanation. So basically, the upshot of it is, Matthias, is that this morning was for swatting up on Moog apps, which I didn't get to do. So I'm actually just learning right in front of you. In fact, I think you bought them, didn't you? I think you might even be able to inform me about them. So I'm going to learn them right in front of you. And so for anyone who's watching who hasn't got them, you'll get to hear some sounds. Now, I did say when I was talking about doing this stream in a couple of previous streams, I did say that talking about these apps is definitely going to take up more than one stream. So today I'll start learning them, start piss-panting around with them, and then, we'll do more streams where I'll go more in depth and detail. Right. So let's pick an instrument. We'll pick an instrument and we'll just stick a Moog app on it, and we'll see what we can achieve with it. Actually, you know what? I think I already used one. Let's just... I need this view. Right. And we'll scoot along here. I think I used one on the Uno synth. I did. Right. So this is where the Uno synth is coming into AUM. Without this effect on and without this reverb send, it will just sound like this. Just turn that up a little bit. Try that again. Right, so that's the sound that we're using. This is a send to the reverb, and this is the Moog analog delay. Right? Now, what I do really, really like about these apps is I like the fact that they look like the original ones. Hey, Jade, you've missed my drama. You've missed my little chat about my drama this morning. I had a mini rant. Not a rant to your kind of a standard, but a rant nonetheless. Anyway, right, yeah, so what I really like about these apps, one of the things I really like about them is I like the skeuomorphism of them. I like the fact that they look like an actual Moogerfooger pedal. Now, I'm not going to try and give you all that background about the Moogerfoogers, about the history of them, or talk about Moog, the company, or anything, because other people have done that. I'm going to concentrate on making stupid sounds with them. Jade says, chilling for a bit. I have a live stream in 40 minutes, so getting ready. That's a strange time for you to stream, isn't it, Jade? Why are you streaming at a bizarre time? Tell us what's going on. Because people in my stream might want to jump over to yours when they realise how pants mine is. And the chat's all a mess. So if you're talking to me and I'm not replying to you, then my apologies. But it just keeps disconnecting and going ever so weird. And then suddenly a few comments shoot up. And so I really don't know where I am with that. Right. So we're using this delay already on this sound. And it sounds pretty cool. Well, let's have a little pissy pants around with some of these knobs and see what we can do with this sound. If I use this tempo pad to make that play, well, that's the wrong groove, honestly. I don't want that one. I just want the Uno-synth. I pressed the wrong knob. There we are. Okay, so Jade's doing a stream, not a normal time, because she says, I do them when I have projects going on that I can't fit into the normal time slot. Okay. It's allowed. Right. Let's have a play around with this. I've got time sync on. I presume that syncs it to whatever DAW you're using. In this case, we're using AUM. Let's switch it off. Right, we'll have more of it in the mix so we can hear what's going on. Pissy pants around with the time. I like that. Okay, we've got this set to long. Let's flip that over to short. Okay, so it's pretty obvious what that does. Okay, I like these crazy sounds. So this is the amount of repeats, I would imagine. Okay, best be careful with that one. It sounds like we could very easily create a feedback loop with that. Right, what about the drive? What does that do? Let's bring the mix down a moment. Oh. We'll bring the volume down here. Bring up this drive. I like the sound of that. Right, so it's like... So it's distorting the pedal. I like that sound. Alright, let's go with a nice longer delay. Bring it up in the mix. Alright, so that sounds like that's blending in the LFO. And so that's the LFO rate. Oh, now that I like. All right, bring the LFO rate down nice and low. Blend more of it in. That's awesome, I like that. Okay, let's try a different waveform on the LFO. Stupid noises. I'm liking that. See, you could just, I could just sit here and just arse around with that all day. That's just great. I do love the way that the different waveforms on the LFO affect the sound. Oh, wow, a spider just ran across my desk. I think we frightened it. Not a big one, just like a tiny, tiny one. Otherwise, I'd be screaming like a girl, it has to be said. Okay, what about this one? That's awesome. Oh wow, that's really cool. That's right, Matthias. Oh, the chat's working again. If you're here and you're watching and I haven't said hello to you, my sincerest apologies. The chat is fucked. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. Okay, right. So the thing about these pedals is we've got all the controls on the face of the pedal. Then we've got other stuff as well. We've got in settings, and I noticed some of the pedals have got more options in settings than others. This one's got quite a few. So at the moment, this sound is set to ping pong. Let's switch it over to echo. Turn it back up so you can hear it. Okay, now tone, we've got a choice of legacy, analog or modern. I would imagine modern is probably cleaner. Yeah, I'm going to say that's cleaner. I like the analog better. Let's try legacy. Maybe that sounds really old. Let's see. I think that sounds a little muddier, which could be a good thing. You know, just sort of depending what you want, right? You know, sometimes we just don't want a real kind of pristine, clean delay. Sometimes something a bit darker is good. I think I liked analog best. Now, timing, we can go to loose. It's on strict timing. We could go to loose timing. Which drifts a little. That's nice. LFO polarity. We've got bipolar and unipolar. Let's try unipolar. What does that even do? I couldn't even tell you what that means. Let's just listen. I'll shut up. And switch it back. Ooh. That was a good silly noise. Back to bipolar. I'm not really sure what the difference is, but that one makes more silly noises. I'm leaving it on that. Right, now bypass mode. We've got normal or spillover. So I presume that means that if you stop the delay, you would get the remainder of the tails if it's on spillover and not if it's on normal. See if I can demonstrate that. I don't know. I'm guessing. Alright, well that certainly had spillover. Put it on normal. Start that again. Alright, and then stop it again. Okay. That didn't make any difference, so I presume it's about stopping the effect rather than... Yeah, it's going to be about stopping the effect rather than stopping what it's affecting. Yeah, stupid hippie, that's obvious. Okay, I'm not sure how to demonstrate that, but I'll think about it. Right, and I'm going to leave that on normal so that if I... No, I'm going to put it on spillover. And feedback mode, we've got modern or legacy. I don't know what the difference is, so we'll start it and then we'll flip it over, have a listen. I think the modern one is just, again, cleaner, I think. Alright, so, now we've done that, I'm going to get something like a sound that I like for this sound. The mix seems to be feedbacks. So when I bring the mix all the way down, we've still got all the echoes. But we're getting that like feedback swell as I bring in the mix. Right. I think I want a more consistent sound, so we'll go with the sine wave. Let's LFO sync. All right. Oh, I'm enjoying that. That's cheered me up after my morning of shouting. Right, let me just turn this down. Now, here's the other thing to show you. What we can do using this CV panel up here is we can connect other Moogerfooger pedals. We can connect Moogerfooger pedals to each other to modulate them. So if I click one of these options, like let's say LFO rate, it will give me a list of things that I can connect to kind of modulate the pedal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a play with a couple more pedals, and then we'll have a look at that, and you'll see that this list will get populated by more options. And then we'll just see what insane noises we can make with that. Now, is this sound going to work with this groove thing I've got going on? Let's get some drums and bass going, and we'll work it out. That's the kind of sound I like. Like a slow, sweeping background madness. Right, now the only thing is, I'm loving the sound, but it's not quite in sync. I don't know if that's because I've been pissy-panting around with it whilst it's been playing. So let's just see. I'm going to add the reverb back in. Or I'm going to attempt to add the reverb back in. Let's try that again. Right, that's kind of a lot of reverb. I must have been suffering from reverb deafness when I did that. Now that's too much effect. So, now if I turn down output, I'll lose the synth as well. Mount is for the LFO, so when I turn down the mix, I've still got all the echoes. I think I'm right about that, Mount. I am. Okay. Hey DJ, thanks for being here. I'm sorry I didn't notice you earlier. You've just popped up in the chat, but you probably said that ages ago. Right. So here's my question then. How do I blend that effect into the sound? Because when I turn down the mix, I've still got all the echoes in there. Amount is for the LFO. Drive seems to drive the front end of the pedal harder and make it really sort of, it sounds really analog and dirty when you do that. I'm not sure how I blend it into my signal. If anyone in the chat knows, then just type it in and I'll probably see it in about 20 years. I'm not sure on that. I'm just going to have another piss pants around with it and see if I can. Oh, I think I might have just thought of something. Right, so bypass mode, spillover or normal. Right, so let's go. Make that play again. Right, switch off the pedal. And we hear the echoes. I've switched the pedal off, but we've got the remaining echoes. So let's go and change that to normal. No, hang on. Yeah, normal. Will we get a different response this time? Right, switch it on. Now switch it off. That was definitely different. It's a cleaner cutoff. All right, I believe that's what that does. Oh, right. So, Bosie, thank you for joining us, sir. If you've been here a while and I've not spoken to you, it's because my chat is knackered. DJ says, I've been on a crap technology buying spree at Poundland. What have you bought at Poundland, dude? Right, Bo says the mix button. Well, all right, let me show you what my concern is. You might be able to explain what I'm doing wrong. Okay, so... Right, we can hear the delays. If I turn the mix up, it sounds like we've got more of the feedbacks in the mix. If I turn it right down, can still hear delays, and it's right down. I thought that would just take the delay out of the mix completely. Right, now let's see if I can get it to sync up so that the delays are kind of in time with the project. So we want some drums. Right, now we'll bring it in. Okay, sounds in time to me. Alright, so that's pretty cool. I mean, there's an immense amount that you can do with that. There's certainly an incredible capacity to make ridiculous noises with it. For the kind of thing that I'm working on at the moment, for the sort of more soundtracky kind of stuff, I could see me arsing around with these for ages, you know, and getting some really, really cool sounds. The thing is to make it do these crazy things, rather than sort of, just be like set like a delay and just doing delays, at the same setting all the way through your project. To make it do crazy things along the way, we need to modulate it with something else. So let's have a look at some other pedals and then we'll investigate into that. So what else shall I use? Let's see now. We've got my B1 here. You've been using them as guitars. Yeah, with guitar effects. Yeah. I was thinking for my first stream with these pedals, because there's obviously going to be a number of them. I was thinking I might just, play a guitar and just use the pedals in a more subtle way, sort of show, what sort of a phasing sound you can get on the guitar, what kind of a flanger sound, some echoes, that sort of thing. But then the problem with that is, I keep having to play and then pissy pants around, play, pissy pants around. It might be easier for the first one, while I'm getting to know these things, just use a project that's already kind of underway and use those sounds. Right, let's just see what other instruments we've got here. Now, here's my B1. What does the B1 sound like on its own at the moment? Right, I'm going to take the reverb off it for a moment. Now, which pedal should we add to that? Shout up in the chat and tell me what pedal you think we should use on this. I'm going to just grab the list. Right, there's a filter. That could be cool. Ring modulator, that might be cool. Phaser also could be cool. Saturated might be awesome. I don't know. I'm tempted to go with the phaser. The MF101 is the fooger to use, especially for bass. It's the low pass filter. Ring modulator. Murph. Right. I actually am completely unaware as to what Murph even is at this point. Maybe that's a good reason for trying it. I'm also tempted to use the ring modulator, and then I think I'll use the 101 on the bass sound, because I've got this sound and I've also got, you know, the synth bass sound. What is Murph? Okay, it's interesting. Don't know what it is, so let's try a few presets. Oh. All right. Frozen zombies. I like that. I see that it's got filters in it. Is it like a formant type filter that I'm hearing? Right. Let's have a pissy pants around with this. I'm going to switch it over to... Oh no, it's the wrong button. Stupid if you press the wrong button. This one. So play. So we'll add some drive. And that I like already. I'm going to turn on the output. Crank the drive. That might be a bit much. Right. Right, so there's my mix control. Okay. Makes sense. I'll turn it all the way up for now while we get a sound. Right, so we've got various filters. Okay, we've got an LFO which can be switched off. Let's change this envelope. Oh, nice, nice. Right, so there's a rate for the LFO, I guess. Right, then frequency, bass or mids. So I guess that changes what frequency it's responding to. Right, so on the mids, I'm certainly getting more out of this. Yeah. Okay, what does pattern do? It's a different pattern for the LFO, I think. See the rate buttons flashing differently as I change it. I think. Oh. That's giving me almost like a vocal kind of a sound. Right, okay. And then... yeah, just blend it in like that. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. Well, I like that. Okay, I'm glad we went with that one for this. That's really cool. I really dig that sound. Because what I'm doing, I mean, so I've made the sound with the mix all the way up. So I can hear exactly what sound we created. Then when I created an awesome sound, blend it back too low, bring it back in, just balance it. So it's like adds another layer. You still got the original sound in there, you've got another layer of sound. There's so much more character. Okay. I want to put that in before the reverb. Let's move this up here. I'll bring the reverb in. When I did these reverbs levels, I must have been reverb deaf. You know what I mean by that. Right, let's hear it alongside the delay. I really like that because of the way that I've got the options selected in settings on the delay. Those echoes they're loose. They're not quite perfectly in time. The timing sort of seems to float a little bit. I like that. Like I remember the days of being in a recording studio and setting a delay up. That had where there was no way of syncing it to the tempo of the track at all. Even though we had early Cubase and we had the SMPTE code and all that to keep the computer in time with the click and the track and everything. we but we used delays at the time that were just literally like you keep turning the knob until you can hear that it's in time. Spending spending ages and ages just tweaking it a little bit and a little bit, trying to get that right. And in some ways, it's kind of better. It trains you. It trains your ear. It makes you make decisions. And that nice quality of it being, by the end of the track being slightly out and sounding slightly different. I like that stuff. We can be too automated. So, right, so that's two effects. For anyone who missed the very beginning, there is a reason why I've only briefly pissy-panted around with these effects, and some of them more than others, and why I'm not well informed on them. I should have been ready for this stream, but if you missed that, then when you finish watching this, just check out the very beginning of the stream so you understand why. I'll not go over it all again. We'll crack on with making noises. So let's see now. We've got this. This is the synth sound, the pad sound. This is the melody sound, the sort of piano-y type of thing. Maybe we have a go with the bass now. So if I press this, yes, and then okay, that's how I get my bass on. Let's hear the bass solo. This is the main reason why I wanted to come back to this track. I like this bass line. I think this could be something. This could definitely develop into something. Even though I'm a bass player, I still really, really enjoy synth bass as well. Okay, let's select an effect. So maybe this time, reaction videos are a trend, aren't they, Matthias? It's funny you should say that, because in our house we were having a good laugh about this the other day. Like reaction videos are a weird thing, because essentially kind of means if a YouTuber does a reaction video to someone else's YouTube video, for example, someone else has made some content, which they may very well have gone to a lot of trouble over and spent a lot of hours doing. And then somebody just sits and watches the video and pulls faces to it and gets loads of views. and the most entertaining thing about them for me is the ones, which seems to be most of them, which are incredibly insincere. So they've obviously already been through. They've worked out the little jibes that they're going to come out with. They've worked out the faces that they're going to pull, and so the whole thing looks incredibly insincere and laughable, really. And yet they tend to get like a monumental amount of views. You should do the thumbnail with your zoomed in surprise face. Yeah, you know what? I honestly just if you watch any content on YouTube about how to be a great YouTuber and how to get how to make loads of money on YouTube, they always tell you need the thumbnail that has to be very simple. It has to be a picture of you. You have to be holding or pointing to whatever it is you're going to be talking about, and you're doing a face, or a surprised face, or a inquisitive face, or whatever. The whole thing. Or the oh gosh face. And honestly, I don't care. I honestly, I could never. I can't bring myself to do that. Honestly, I'd rather die. I'd rather die poor. I can't bring myself to do it. The main reason being that just everybody else does it, So virtually everyone else anyway. So no, it's so I'm gonna be I'm gonna be notable, but just by the fact that I don't do that. DJ says, could be wrong, but I think the adrenaline was the first tempo sync delay. I think you may very well be right on that. The YouTube AI can only recognize stupid expressions. Yes. Yes, there are many stupid things about YouTube. Professional bass player listens to Iron Maiden for the first time ever. Yeah, those ones always make me laugh, right? You know, those listens to whoever for the first time ever video. I mean, like, really? You know, there's one I saw, like, a singing teacher listens to Queen for the first time ever, right? So there's a singing teacher listening to, I think it's Queen's Somebody to Love. I think it's that one. Like, really? Honestly? Really? You've never ever heard that song before? Where have you been living? You know, have you been deaf your entire life and you just suddenly found your hearing? I mean, how does anyone not ever hear that song? These things are so insincere. They just bore the piss out of me, honestly. Anyway, yes. So back to the action. Type in Moog. Yes, that's where I was. When I lost the plot about 20 minutes ago. Right, so we're doing bass. So maybe we do the 101 filter. Right, let's see what we can achieve with that. Oh, I've got the wrong mouse. Idiot. Yeah, let's see what we can achieve with this on the bass. Thinking maybe I'll try the ring modulator on some drum sounds. That might be interesting. Deaf person listens to by John Cage for the first time. Double whammy there. Yeah, it's insane, honestly. Right, let's have some bass. I'm gonna make this a bit bigger. Right, let's just grab a couple of presets, just see what we're dealing with. All right, okay. Now then. That I like. Okay. Alright. So let's have a piece of piano, because I really like that sound. Electric piano slow crawl. Let's have a piece of pants around with that. Drive it. Oh. That works for me. Oh yeah. Right, amount. Envelope amount. Oh. That's just epic. I love it. I like that there. Follow rate. That's nice really fast actually. Gives it a bit more bite. Right, and then we've got a mix for... Yeah, okay. A mix for the envelope, right? Right now, filter cutoff. Under the C. Vintage MF101s go for about $1,500. Really? My God. Software will do for me. Oh, right, yeah. Okay. I imagine if we could modulate the filter cutoff, or perhaps the resonance. Oh, silly noises. Wow, that's quite wonderful. Right, that's four pole filter. Or 2 pole. I think 2 pole. There. Now that is a sound I like. That's cool. Right, nice settings. What we got? Okay, so we can have a stereo or mono envelope. I'm going to leave that on mono because it's bass. Right, and response can be exponential or smooth. It's on smooth now, so let's switch it. Yeah, that certainly is smoother. I think I prefer the other one. Right, now let's have a look at the CVs. Right, so we can modulate the cutoff here. What should we attach to it? I have no idea what anything might actually do, so let's just click something and see what happens. Okay, now this jack lead has been attached here and it lights up to show that there's some activity. And you can see on the cutoff there that it is moving. Now the effect is not drastic. Maybe try using that on the resonance instead. Hey Ed, thanks for joining us, man. Nice to see you, dude. Okay, so how do I get rid of that? Do I just click none, right? Let's try on resonance instead. Apologies. As awesome as that is, I don't think it's the sound I want for my track. But that's cool. Okay, let's just switch that off before I upset your ears. That was cool. Alright. What are these controls here for? Does that affect... Oh. Let's just select something else for that. Does that change by what degree that will modulate? Ah, right, I see. Okay, so as I move this control over up here under this jack that shows that the the 105S's sequence phase is modulating the resonance here. As I move this control, watch what happens to this resonance. So that gives us some control over where the resonance control is moving. I could have said that better, but you can see what I mean. Right, this is not really kind of doing what I was thinking of, though. If I in fact know what I'm thinking of. Right, let's just try the cutoff again instead. Maybe use... Oh, right, now that is moving the cutoff real fast. It's giving us a quackier kind of a sound, which I kind of like. Alright, that's taking it the other way. Now, I don't know whether I want that subby quack. It's like an inverted quack. Or whether I... See, sounds like this will help make it cut through. Hang on, let's hear it with some drums. Oh, like that. Alright, I like that a lot. Give that a bit more drive. Yes. Make it really kind of throaty and bit over the top. Over the top is kind of my go-to mode. Yeah. Alright, now that I'm enjoying. I think that's awesome. I'm glad I got out of bed this morning. That's really, really cool. It's such a, I don't know, it's just, it's a sound that to me, it's like, it's alive, you know, it's like a living, breathing thing. It's cool. Right, so what we're saying, oh, you've been chatting. Well, at least the chat's working now, for fuck's sake. Right, so I need to catch up on chat. What we've been saying. Ed says, love these Moogerfoogers. That's the fact that could kill the fart noise if anybody needed that in their track. I'm never going to live that fart metal section down from my Songtember track, am I? Those plus minus knobs are called attenuverters. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, you can apply a bias to the input CV signal, right? Yeah, okay. Yes. Yeah, that makes sense to me in my, you know, up there. Fart is gone, but still lingers. Nothing useful has been typed in the chat. Okay. Well, I don't know. I think, you know, yeah, DJ certainly helped me out there. All right. I mean, you know, I could go on and on and on with this, just this one effect on this one sound, because this is obviously capable of so many things, but I found a sound I really like there. So I'm going to leave that one be for the moment. Yeah, he did. He said, yes, one person said something useful, Ed. Right. That is cool. I dig that. I wonder if I should stick a little bit of reverb on that bass sound. I'm going to just experiment with it, you know, because there was a time when I never, ever, ever used to add any reverb to kicks or basses, ever, as like a sort of hard and fast rule. And I've recently, I've learnt more things about mixing, which have opened up certain possibilities. And so, and it's good to, like, you know, don't ever say never. So let's just try. Let's see the tiniest amount there. Let's just stick a load on just because I like to do that. Okay. You know, Lunar Lander is just epic. Oh, actually, it's not even Lunar Lander, is it? Do you know what? I got it in mind that I used Lunar Lander in this track, but it wasn't, was it? It was the Lunar Lander was the demo I did in the stream before the one where I used this project. This is simply this reverb. Look, it's just the free one. The free one from Audio Kit. I mean, how epic does that sound? It's brilliant. Brilliant. I'm so glad I got it this morning. Despite this morning's issues. Right, so we've got... oh, yeah, what was it that Mr. Cthulhu was saying? Try sending audio rate modulation into the CV inputs. You will be amazed. What, you mean on that bass pedal, on the filter pedal? Okay. All right. Well, we can do that. Let's have the bass playing then. Right. So that, what was that? The audio rate modulation into the CV inputs. Okay. Let's try it on the resonance then. Audio rate modulation. Audio rate modulation, what's... I'm not seeing that, I'm not sure which one you mean. I'm not seeing which one you mean. Tell me in the chat what you mean, and I'll... Ah, right, yeah. Okay, well maybe we'll work that out as we go along. That is really, really cool. That's just made me so happy. Right, let's hear the three things then. So let's hear the delay on the Uno synth and the MF105 on the B1 and the filter on the bass. Let's just hear those three things. So if I press oh, what's happened to my Stream Deck software? Honestly, it crashes like all the time. Right, so we want some bass and we want there's the B1. Okay, well that so far has certainly added some character to this project. I'm tempted to have a arse around with that delay with the see what we can do with the CVs. Where are we for time? Maybe we'll do another effect first. I think what I'll do today is I'll do one more effect, and then we'll maybe have a little pissy pants around with the CV connections. There's a Stream Deck controller in the window of CEX on High Street, is there? Oh, which one? Which one is it? How much is it? The thing is actually is the Blade software that's intended to work with OBS actually works fantastic. So it just turns my old iPad into a Stream Deck and it's brilliant. But it crashes like all the time. So I'll be like just about to change a scene and it just closes itself. It just disappears off the iPad. And you restart it, and it usually takes a few attempts. So if you see my hand going like this in the corner of the screen, I'm not trying to kill that spider that ran across earlier. I'm trying to restart Blade. So, maybe a sort of a hardware Stream Deck might actually be a really useful thing for me. Right. So I'm thinking ring modulator on some drums. So what drums have we got? I'm just going to play the drums. I think we've just got a kick, a hat, and a snare. So this here is probably the hat. Right, there's my hat. And we've got a snare. And kick. About 200 quid. It's a bit too much for at the moment, to be honest. Unless they let me work it off, doing some kind of deviant behaviour for them. Right, okay. So maybe... What about if we put some... Oh no, wait a minute, I've got an idea. Right, let's just go into here. Right, what are these other sounds that I'm not using? I was just wondering about maybe adding a shaker. Yeah. Let's see now. I think we would need... Yeah. All right. See if I can make a shakery kind of a sound. Yeah, bring the attack down makes it sound more shakery. Shakery. That's fantastic English for you. Okay. That makes it sound like an angry shaker. Maybe about there, I guess. Okay, what's my level like on that? It's that one, isn't it? Okay, my level's fine. Bring it up a tiny bit. Right, so if I just go to LK and we go to here, now the nice thing about LK is that when you are inputting, when you're using the piano rolling effect for each for each little clip. There are presets for different instruments already programmed in. So like for instance, Rusemaker FM, it only has 6 sounds in it, and so I've gone and selected the Rusemaker FM preset, and so we've just got the 6 sounds here, you know, which is really, really nice. It beats like being in the kind of piano roll where you have to sort of, you know, there's like, you've got maybe like 8 drum sounds and you've got like 500 million keys down the side of the piano roll, and you sort of press until you find the ones that you want. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. All right, so I'm just gonna see if I can put in some kind of like a shaker kind of a pattern. I'm trying to be too clever for this kind of groove, really. Okay, may change that later, but it's alright, you know, for a demo. Hey Sean, thanks for being here, man. Sean says, grab the Moogerfooger right before the big layoff and returned it because in music can eat it. Okay. The bundle. You use Filtertron. Yeah. You want to see if they've got a Volca new bass in stock in Music Junkie. Good luck. Right, okay, so I've got this drum sequence playing. Now if I just go and solo no, that's the hat. That's the shaker. Right. Okay. So to the shaker, we will add a Moogerfooger. Now I really want to use the ring modulator. I'm really keen to have a go with that one. But I was just thinking, maybe if we could add something to this shaker that's going to give it a bit of life, you know, some, you know, sort of peaks and troughs. I could do that with some, you know, just go and edit my volume levels, but, you know, maybe I can add an effect that's going to do something like that. Maybe try the phaser. Actually, I could use the filter again, but I've already used that, so let's do something different. See what we can do with this phaser. Let's make this all big, she said. Right, we'll have a play with a couple of presets. like that, like it travels. You're right, yeah, flanger might be cool. Now, for flanger, which pedal is that in? Something like that could work. Oh, there we go. Little accidental mouse operation there. Okay, let's have a little play around with these sounds. So we've got LFO mount. Leave that up nice and full. Switch that over to high. Oh, that's taking us into laser gun territory. Which is probably not what we want for this sound, but I like it though. Oh yeah, we can definitely do silly sounds with this one. The 108 can be a flanger. Okay, we'll have a little pissy pants around with this one, and then we'll have a look at that one. This one is less complicated because it's a phaser, so... Oh yeah. I have a few phaser pedals for guitar. The XV, they've stopped making pedals now, but XV made a great one, the Phaser King, which sounded like a Phase 90, but it had a lot more control on it. But I've ended up going back to my Phase 90 pedal. It's quite an old one. Because not only is it just a classic sound that I love, it's an MXR pedal. It's really robust, you know. I've been stamping on it for probably 20 years now, and it wasn't new when it was an old one when I got it. Never had a problem with it. Okay. I could get something like I want out of this, but I'm going to try that flanger idea as well. Right, now options in this one. Main and auxiliary output mode. Oh, does that mean it's got like a multi-bus possibility? And we can put it in mono as well. That's helpful. I like to be able to do that. So if I was to go to another channel, just experimenting here, does that mean... Alright, so there's multi-bus out stuff. And that's the... Oh, right, cool. Okay, I don't need that for now, but that's nice to know. Cool. Must have a piss pants around with that. Right, let's find a cool sound with this. Then we'll go over to the flanger. I think... Make that slower. Too slow. That's the kind of thing. Right, now once again, how do I blend this into my sound? Because I really like driving these pedals. Okay. Right, now let's add a little bit of reverb to that. Okay, now I'm pretty happy with that, but I'm going to have a go with the flanger as well. So now, which pedal did you say it was that the 108 can be a flanger? So, right, so we'll go back to soloing this, take the reverb off. Right, we'll take that phaser out. Right, we'll go to a little bit of a mouse issue there. Okay. The 108. That sounds cool already. Right, let's try a few presets on this and we'll take it from there. Try not to press the wrong thing. Right, I'm just looking through the preset for ones that are listed as flanges. Random flange. Two tape flange. Okay, so they're the presets that are listed as flanges. Now let's just try a couple of other presets. Loss of control. Okay. Ah, that's quite nice. Surrounding space. That's immense. What happens with that sound if I do this? Ah. All right. All right. Right, so we've got a flange or chorus switch. Right, get it. Okay. Madness, I love it. Wow, you can do so much with this pedal. Oh, wow. So cool. Right, okay. Let's try a few things now. Let's just take. I just feel like. Oh, actually, in settings, right. So the echo is echo or ping pong. Right, tone, legacy or modern. Right, legacy has a lot more body to it. Timing, strict or loose. Let's go with loose. I like that. Okay. Out of phase, right wet, right dry. Oh, I see. Okay. Both wet. All in phase. Right, okay. And polarity, bipolar or unipolar? Okay. Right. I'm keen to have a look what we can do with this, with the CV connections. Now, what you have to understand is, as I explained earlier, for anyone who's joined the chat sort of halfway through the stream, I explained earlier why I lost all my time to do my research on these pedals. And so I ended up just doing the stream with not really any knowledge very much of actually what I'm doing. I'm just experimenting as I go. So I'm, I'm educating myself and you're getting to watch. Normally I do this bit and then I do a stream when I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I don't really know very much at all. Let's just stop that for a moment. I really don't know very much at all about modular stuff, the way that modular stuff is connected. I've had a go with some modular software emulations and stuff like that. I've an idea about it, but I can't even begin to perceive of what might happen when we start connecting some of this CV stuff together. So I'm just going to do it and just have an arse about with it and just let's see. Maybe something astounding. Maybe I'll just make the worst noises known to mankind. But, either's good. I don't care. See, it was just worth getting out of bed today. Right, can I lessen that? I love it, but can I lessen it a bit? See, if I could have that kind of subtle, that could be in the track. That's great. That's amazing. I could use that. Okay, I'm definitely I'm liking this one on this sound more than the phaser. And the shaker sound is altered beyond recognition. This is just brilliant. I'm going to bring that hat up. It's great. All right, okay, so serious question. What instrument should I try the ring modulator on? Yeah, you're right, Mr. Cthulhu. It could be a dangerous gateway into modular, an expensive gateway, I might add. Matthias says these can be used not only for the music itself, but sound design overall. Useful to master them, you could easily provide a whole package for any game developers, music plus top quality sound effects. Yeah, you know what? It's like that. It's a really interesting point, which leads me to think about something that I was thinking about this morning while I was washing the pots. I have many of my best thoughts while I'm washing the pots, which is what I always do first thing in the morning after I've taken young Freddie to school, I come home, wash last night's pots, and have fascinating thoughts. And I was thinking about how once you start working on instrumental music and you're thinking more from the point of view of soundtrack than sort of song-based stuff, you change your perspective on things slightly. You're thinking a lot more about sound creation than notes and chords and playing flash runs and stuff. It's nice to integrate the two, and that's what I'm trying to do. But the sounds become infinitely more important, and sound discovery becomes a lot more important because you need to be able to call upon sounds that you're familiar with and aware of that it will create certain textures and soundscapes. So, dishwasher killed my creativity. Ring mod something. Try something random. See what happens. Okay. So my sandal's fallen off. I've lost my sandal. Feels strange. I'm going to take them both off. It feels a bit strange that with one on. Okay. So we need. Keeping out of time. No, we're all right. Okay. So ring modulator. I wonder what it would do to the synth sound. The synth sound is the last thing I would think of putting a ring modulator on. So let's do that. Just to see what happens. As Mr. Cthulhu says. Let's go here. And God, I hate this mouse. Moog. Ring modulator. We'll solo this sound. And play it. Right, take that off. So without it, this is what it sounds like. I do love DRC. For me, of all the synths available for iOS, it's the one that I can always make it sit in a track. Many, many times I've come up with great synth sounds, and then the problem is making it, blend with everything else in the track. DRC, I don't know what it is about it. It's got kind of a warm but clear sound overall. Just sits in my music brilliantly. Oh. Yeah, there's some sound design right there. Right, we're going to just grab a few presets and let's just see what it does. Oh. There's my 1950s soundtrack completed. Sci-fi soundtrack, I should say. Some of the... Oh. Wow. Let's do an October-tember. Let's do horror movie soundtracks before the end of October. This is just immense. I can't believe it, Give over with the fart metal section. It weren't my fault. This is incredible. I never imagined that. I mean, I've used ring modulators plenty of times, obviously, but I never imagined that this could be like so potentially useful on a sound like this. Hang on a minute. Chad has a Halloween party and requested people to submit tracks. He will premiere them. I hope I'm not going to come off as being immensely ignorant here, but Mateus, who is Chad? Is that perhaps a YouTuber that I know by another name? Just who is that, please, buddy? Wow. Wow. I mean, I'm stunned with these presets here, but I suppose I ought to just have a piss pants around with the controls and learn for myself what they do. So let's do that now. Okay, so this control here brings the modulation into the mix. And then we select the frequency of the modulation here. And we can adjust the rate of the LFO here. And we can blend the LFO in and out, right? Okay. Switch over to sine. I like it choppier, I think. Wow. Right, so switch the modulator over to high, and craziness begins. So I could potentially have one of those quite extreme sounds, but blend it back. So again, it's just another layer. Okay. Right, so what I was asking about. He'll be interviewed by Jade tomorrow evening. You'll get to know him, but I highly recommend checking him out. He's a great supporter of the community. He also does themed shows from time to time where he challenges people to create tracks and plays them on the show. Halloween is the next one in 3 weeks, if I'm correct. All right. Okay, thanks, dude. Thank you. I wonder if I could modulate I wonder if I could modulate this frequency. Let's turn that up in the mix for a moment. And if I could make that do something crazy. Frequency. I've no idea what to press, so I'll just press something. That was pretty cool. Oh, that's cooler. Right, now blend that back. So it's just there, it's just another layer. Let's have a little play now. All right, okay, sounds like Depeche Mode. Yeah, and I'm enjoying it. Not music that I ever thought I'd be making, but all right. So we've had a look at a bunch of pedals there, and I could go on, but I really shouldn't because I have other work to do. So let's see, how do I approach this? Let's have a look at the iPad a moment together. Right, so we've had a look at, there's the delay. This is the one that I'm not entirely sure about. I feel like I've maybe not got entirely to grips with this one yet. This one, I had no idea what I was doing, but I loved the sound I got with it. That was just a great revelation to me. That was superb. This one, I mean, what can you say? That's the biggest surprise. I mean, that would I don't know what to say about that one. I'm stunned by the potential of that one. I always thought of a ring modulator as more of a sort of introducing a bit of a silly sound, and having fun playing around with it. And so, sometimes you find a use for it, but not often. But that one, I mean, God. This transformer bass, absolutely love this. Superb. I enjoy playing with the phaser, but there's no doubt that this one just really, really, again, I don't know what to say. I mean, so much potential. And what I've done by adding this, I mean, I've added not just an effect to that percussion sound, but also introduce like another layer into the mix, and then and that's it, right? Oh yeah, the other one I was thinking of was the phaser, which I decided not to use on that particular sound, but it sounded great. So I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. I really am. But there's some that I haven't even looked at yet. So I think what I'll do, I can't stream tomorrow. I've got some daytime lessons tomorrow, so I may be able to stream Friday lunchtime. So what I'll try and do is between now and then is learn a bit more about the technical side, some of the details, some of the things I'm really not very well informed about these apps, and then stream again. We'll do a bit more. Now, if you missed the beginning of the stream where I had my little rant and explained why my morning was ruined and why I lost all the time that I should have had to do my research before doing the stream, then just watch the beginning and check that out. You might enjoy my rant. Anyway, so thanks very much for being here. Now, if there's anything in particular about these pedals or anything else, any other software or whatever, anything that you'd like me to look at in a stream, or with regards to these pedals in the next stream, hopefully on Friday, then just let me know. Drop it in the chat or leave a comment, or all my information is down below the video where you can contact me on all kinds of different platforms. So you just let me know and I'll look at it. So I guess it's time to say goodbye. So the stream was the research, yes, but there is certainly more to be done. I like to be a little bit better informed. That's all. So until next time, thank you very much for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and try and find some time to make some music, and look after yourselves. Try not to piss pants about. See you again soon. Bye bye.